Welcome to the postgame press conference, everybody. Montana wins 34-24. We'll advance on to play North Dakota State in Fargo next week. Got Robbie Hauk with us. If you hadn't heard, Robbie became the Big Sky Conference all-time leading tackler today. Malik Flowers tied the NCAA FCS record for kickoff return touchdowns. And Lucas Johnson's with us, and we'll start with thoughts from Coach, and we'll open it up to questions.
All righty. Well, first of all, congratulations to SEMO on a fine year. They had a great year. They're certainly a worthy adversary. They came in and got after it out the gate. And then also congratulations to our team on a really fine comeback effort. A lot of fight, heck of a job. And then these guys up here, congratulations to Lucas on fighting back from what was a pretty inauspicious start to playing great, to Malik for being NCAA record holder and sparking us to this comeback win, and then to Robbie as the greatest tackler in the history of the Big Sky Conference. So heck of a night for the Montana Grizzlies.
Coach, what was the message at halftime?
We need to settle down. What do we have that we like? We got to execute better. And then we actually talked about the 2009 game against South Dakota State where we came down from 4 touchdowns twice. Came back from being down 4 touchdowns twice.
And then where would you guys be, without special teams that game? Can you just talk about Malik always seeming to make a big play when it's most needed?
Well, it's the kicking game's something that we give just due to it in terms of practice time and import. Our guys believe in the fact that they can have an impact on the game, and that he was close on a couple others. They didn't really want to kick it to him anymore, but they had to because they were kicking from the 20 after unsportsmanlike deal, and that was a special that we had dialed up for the week. We'd run our base stuff the first couple, and then we threw that in on them on that particular kick because we knew they were going to have to pretty much kick it deep. And it was fun seeing them get in the end zone and set the record. We actually had, what did the tip sheet say? Every kick return is a potential record setter. Let's go. Yep.
Coach, down 24-3, what clicked halfway through that third quarter to provide your team a spark?
Well, we came out of the lot. I inspired them so much at halftime. We came out and gave up a 7-minute drive for a touchdown. But I guess maybe that's what we needed. We were urgent. After that, they didn't score. Obviously, our guys played really hard. They wanted to lean on the run game up that much as they should. They couldn't knock us off the ball. We have a good tackling team. We tackled well. With the exception a couple times on the quarterback. And then we started producing. We produced 2 scores in the kicking game, and then we were moving the ball on offense as well. And, we were playing well in all 3 phases at that point when we probably didn't in the first half. So then it just snowballed on them.
Lucas, what was it like?
It's a cute shirt, Sean. Thank you. It's awesome, man.
Lucas,
he knows I like the Padres.
How would you kind of describe what it was like for you as the game went along and how much you were able to kind of get comfortable as it kept going?
Probably couldn't have started any worse for me, but not one guy on our team let me hold my head. They all said I was going to get it back, just keep going, just keep grinding away at halftime. This whole team was holding me up, and fortunately we were able to go out there in the second half and play how we're capable of playing, and it was just awesome.
You and Malik, how would you kind of describe what they were doing defensively and allowing you guys to kind of have success there once you kind of figured it out?
Yeah, me and Malik have a really good connection, and I just think he was a really good mismatch today, and he was bringing down the balls that I was putting up there, and he did a really good job today.
Robbie, what's it like? Kind of seems like you guys defensively, especially once there's a special teams play or the offense can make a play, you guys kind of get that extra step and once they started scoring, it seemed like you guys ramped up the pressure. Like, what's that like? What's that feeling like on defense when they make a play and then you guys can go out there and play loose?
Well, when you're able to make a play on special teams, and I mean 2 on special teams, that's incredible. And that obviously helps us. You know, everybody feeds off that, offense and defense. I mean, it kind of just ties back to what we talked about at halftime, just being confident in our game plan and executing our job and being able to just go out and make plays. And we were able to do that after those big plays, and it was a lot of fun.
It was tense early. I think everybody was tense.
Bobby, you mentioned some of Malik's plays in the special teams game, but on that Junior Bergen punt return for a touchdown, you could almost see something pre-snap. Did you have something dialed up there? And then you were pretty excited when he crossed the end zone to tie the game there.
Well, yeah, you know, it was first of all, the game was a grind, and we were down 24-3, and then he housed the first one, and then, you know, I mentioned we talked about having a shot in the kick return game. I really thought we had a legit shot for a big hitter in the punt return game, and we pressured him early, which gave the punter a little bit of urgency, and then we kind of had that set up, and we thought we had a shot, and obviously it played out. It was a good job there's 11 guys on that deal, and they're all pretty tuned in. I don't know where we are on the national rankings at yards per return, but it's high. And that was certainly a big play in the game.
Do you happen to see Tyler Flink blow up the personal protector and then also lead Bergen into the end zone on the same return?
Well, I didn't watch the pressure. Once I saw he was going to get it away, I didn't watch the pressure, but I knew where the return was going, so I was watching to see if we were clean on the blocks. We were, and then, you know, those guys, they do a good job. They work till the play's over. I mean, our mantra in the punt return game is hard work equals real estate, and those guys work hard.
And Malik, can you just take us through your return? It looked like they were kicking it away from you, obviously, as everybody does, but it seemed like it was on the other side of the field when you finally scooped it and then were able to score it.
Yeah, I think initially they were trying to kick it to Junior, but I was pretty vocal, and we were like, all right, June, I'm going to get to it. But I kind of took my eyes off it, and that's where you saw it bounce off my helmet. So I'm like scrambling, looking for the ball. But, you know, the guys kept up the assignment, you know, stayed on blocks. So when I was able to get the ball, found a seam, and then just let my feet do the rest. They did a great job up front. That's what allowed me to find a seam and get open. So it's always nice scoring. The guys up front do a great job. We were fired up about it all week, so it was great feeling.
Bobby, you mentioned the 2009 game against South Dakota State.
Hi, Greg.
How's it going? Good to see you.
Yeah.
How reminiscent was this game to that game, do you think?
It was kind of in the front of my mind, actually, as we were struggling to get anything going in the first half, and we were kind of, we were holding the rope, trying not to let it slip out of our hands the first half. I mean, it was all we could do to just hold the rope. And I'm not joking when I say we talked about it at halftime, and then obviously when we were down 21 and then he went to the house, it was forefront of my mind. A lot of similarities, man. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna ask you
I'll
about
call
it.
Mark tonight and say I know he was watching him. I bet I got a text or two on my phone from him.
So, do you? I don't know how old you were, but what memories do you have of that game? Do you think?
Probably that play specifically, when Mark kind of sparked the comeback and took a kick return to the house like Malik did today, and then just the defense hunkering down and getting off the field and getting the offense on the field and getting them in a rhythm. So it was a lot of similarities today. It was pretty cool. Another great game to be a part of.
Y'all got to go rewrite your stories now. Halftime you had them done. Greg, I'm glad you got a sense of humor. The rest, Coulter's got his sense of humor. Good. That's right. Got it. Double the work today.
Robbie, was it maybe at halftime or after the touchdown, or whatever, was there ever like the thought of like, we can't end the season, like this, like especially as a senior? Like, do any of those thoughts cross your head in the game, and like how much like desperation did you want to have just to come back?
I mean, obviously a little bit. There's that in the back of your mind, like, look, this could be the last game. We don't want to make it that way. But I mean, I think it's more of just a like, all right, let's get it going. Let's start executing better and have plays go our way and make some plays. And when you feel the momentum shift, it's pretty fun, and you gotta hold it. And everybody was really dialed in throughout the entire second half, not to let them back in it. And yeah, I'm proud of everybody. It was awesome.
It seemed like that was kind of the game that you guys like to play. It was kind of chippy, a lot of talking back and forth. I mean, I know that they lost their composure once or maybe twice and got a flag. How would you kind of describe how you guys kind of played with that kind of a style?
Well, it's something we kind of pride ourselves on, being, a tough physical team. And I think that they did as well. I respect them a lot. I love the way they play. That's our brand of football. I told all those guys afterwards, their whole O-line and running back and quarterback, that I admire the way that they play, because it's tough to play that way, especially this late in the season. So it was a lot of fun. That's football, and it's why I love it.
Anybody else?
Robbie, when you made the record-breaking tackle, did you know that was it, or how did you find out, and what was that moment like?
The announcers on the in the stadium announced it. I was dealing with my chin getting split open. I didn't really have much of a opportunity to celebrate or anything, but I'm more fired up about the win our team had. That's a heck of a comeback and a heck of an effort by us. So it's great though.
Coach, you're headed to Fargo next week to play a powerhouse program there. Do you have any initial thoughts on that game?
Well, I'm excited about it. First of all, we've talked. We know their staff a little bit and have high regard for. I mean, I know the last three head coaches are pretty good buddies, and including Coach Entz, and really have a high regard for them. They're the gold standard. There's no other way to put it. With what's gone on the last 10 years there. But, we've been talking. We've been on a collision course towards this game. We were wondering when we were going to get a chance to play. Figured we would at some point, and happens to be next weekend.
Anybody else? Thanks,
You
everyone.
better ask now, because Monday I'll be lockjawed. All right. See you guys.
Thank you.
Have a good night.